First contact's price. The bridge of the UES Perseus hummed with an eerie silence as Captain Sarah Chen stared at the holographic display dominating the command center. The massive alien vessel, easily 5 times the size of her ship, loomed against the backdrop of stars, its crystalline structure refracting sunlight in ways that defied conventional physics. "They're broadcasting again, Captain," Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez reported from his communication station, his dark eyes fixed on the streaming data before him. "Same message as before." Chen nodded, her weathered features illuminated by the soft blue glow of the tactical displays. At 45, she'd spent more than half her life preparing for this moment, though she'd always hoped it would never come. "Put it through, Lieutenant. Let's hear what our visitors have to say one more time." The alien voice filled the bridge, its synthetic translation carrying an artificial perfection that made Chen's skin crawl. "Primitive species of Sol 3. This is Supreme Commander Xylith of the Nexus Collective. Your existence has been noted and evaluated. Submit to immediate integration or face categorical termination. You have 1 planetary rotation to comply." Dr. Ilara Patel, the ship's chief scientist, stepped forward from her station, her hands clasped behind her back. "They still haven't detected our quantum signatures, Captain. The stealth systems are holding." Chen allowed herself a slight smile. The Perseus wasn't just humanity's first dreadnought. It was a technological leap that had taken 30 years of secret development. While the world's governments had publicly focused on conventional space exploration, Project Prometheus had worked in the shadows, preparing for exactly this scenario. "Status of the Prometheus Core?" Chen asked, turning to her chief engineer. Commander James O'Neill's Irish lilt carried across the bridge, steady despite the tension. "Operating at optimal levels, Captain. All quantum matrices are aligned, and the displacement field is ready for activation on your command." The Perseus represented humanity's greatest achievement, and their greatest gamble. While the Nexus Collective had dismissed Earth's visible technology as primitive, they hadn't detected the quantum engineering that made the Perseus possible. The ship's Prometheus core utilized principles that the alien Federation seemed to consider theoretical at best. "What's the status of the evacuation protocols?" Chen asked, turning to her XO. Commander David Jung consulted his tablet. "Lunar and Mars colonies are at 89% evacuation. Earth's bunker systems are at 95% capacity. The remaining population will be secured within 4 hours." Chen nodded, her mind racing through the simulations they'd run countless times. The Perseus was humanity's sword and shield, but they had only one shot at this. If they failed, Earth would fall. "Lieutenant Rodriguez, open a channel to the collective vessel," Chen ordered, straightening her uniform. The moment the connection was established, she spoke with clear authority. "Supreme Commander Xylith, this is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earth ship Perseus. We've received your message, and we have our response." There was a pause before the alien commander's voice returned, dripping with condescension. "Speak quickly, primitive. Your primitive vessel's presence is barely worth acknowledging." Chen shared a knowing look with her crew before continuing. "Supreme Commander, humanity respectfully declined your offer of integration. We have our own path to forge among the stars." Laughter, or something approximating it, echoed through the bridge. "Your species' arrogance is remarkable. That vessel you pilot, we can detect its primitive fusion drives and basic shield technology. It would not survive 10 seconds against our weakest scout ship." "Perhaps," Shen replied, her finger hovering over a specific control on her command chair. "But there's something you should know about humanity, Supreme Commander. We're full of surprises." She pressed the control. The Prometheus core awakened. The Perseus's quantum displacement drive engaged, creating a cascading field of probability distortions that rippled through spacetime. The massive alien vessel's sensors, calibrated for conventional technology, failed to register the approaching tsunami of quantum possibilities until it was too late. What is this?" Xylith's voice had lost its superiority, replaced by something approaching fear. These readings are impossible. Your species cannot possess this level of quantum manipulation. That's your first lesson about humanity. Chen responded as the Perseus's true capabilities revealed themselves. The ship's outer hull transformed, quantum-engineered plates shifting and realigning as the vessel expanded to its full combat configuration. We don't accept limitations well. The alien vessel's crystalline structure began to vibrate as the Perseus's quantum field interfered with its own systems. Alarms blared across both ships as reality itself seemed to bend around them. "Stop this immediately," Sylith demanded. "This technology is forbidden. The quantum laws cannot be." "Cannot be what, Supreme Commander?" Chen interrupted. "Cannot be mastered by primitives. Cannot be weaponized. Cannot be used to defend our home. I'm afraid humanity has a long history of doing the impossible." The Perseus's quantum field continued to expand, creating a bubble of altered space-time that encompassed both vessels. Inside this bubble, the laws of physics became subject to human will, shaped by the incredible processing power of the Prometheus core. "Final warning, Sylith," Chen declared. "Withdraw your forces from Earth's space, acknowledge our sovereignty, and we can discuss peaceful coexistence. Continue with your current course of action, and we'll be forced to demonstrate exactly why humanity has survived every extinction-level event our planet has thrown at us." The alien commander's response was immediate and predictable. The crystalline vessel's weapons powered up, preparing to fire what they believed would be a devastating first strike. They never got the chance. The Perseus's quantum field collapsed inward, creating a localized probability cascade that transformed the space around the alien vessel into a maze of contradicting physical laws. Their crystalline technology, unable to adapt to the rapidly changing conditions, began to fail system by system. "This is impossible." Sylith's voice crackled through increasing interference. "You're violating fundamental universal constants." "No," Chen corrected as her crew worked with practiced precision, controlling the quantum storm they'd unleashed. "We're just rewriting them. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology, Supreme Commander. It's our ability to imagine possibilities beyond the apparent limits of reality, and then make those possibilities real." The alien vessel's shields flickered and died as their power systems failed to cope with the quantum distortions. Chen could have destroyed them then. The Perseus's conventional weapons were more than capable of finishing the job. But this wasn't about destruction. It was about sending a message. "Stand down your forces," Chen commanded. "Return to your collective. Tell them what you've witnessed here. Tell them that Earth isn't some primitive world ripe for conquest. We're a civilization that has learned to bend reality itself to our will, and we will not submit." There was a long silence before Sylith responded, their voice now carrying a note of respect that hadn't been there before. You've actually done it. The theoretical quantum manipulation our scientists said was impossible. You've mastered it. That's another thing about humans, Chen added. We don't put much stock in the word impossible. Now, shall we discuss terms for peaceful coexistence, or would you prefer another demonstration? The bridge crew held their breath as they waited for the response. The next few moments would determine whether humanity had earned its place among the stars or initiated a war that would reshape the galaxy. Either way, the age of humanity hiding its true capabilities was over. The Perseus had changed everything, and the galaxy would never be the same. The hidden strength. The quantum storm subsided, leaving an uneasy calm in its wake. Captain Chen watched as the collective's crystalline vessel hung dormant in space, its once brilliant surface now dulled by the effects of the Perseus's reality warping field. Emergency lights flickered across its hull as secondary systems struggled to restore power. "Status report," Chen commanded, her eyes never leaving the damaged alien ship. Commander O'Neill's fingers danced across his engineering console. "Prometheus core holding steady at 82% capacity, Captain. Quantum matrices are realigning. We can maintain full combat readiness for another 6 hours before requiring a reset cycle." "Their ship's coming back online," Lieutenant Rodriguez reported, monitoring the incoming data streams. "But they're not charging weapons. They're requesting a direct communication channel." Chen straightened in her command chair. "Put it through. Full spectrum analysis. Dr. Patel, I want every scan running. Let's see what they're really up to." Supreme Commander Xylith's image materialized in the holographic display. The aliens' crystalline-based biology was more apparent now. Their form seemed to shift between solid and translucent states, internal lights pulsing with each word. "Captain Chen," Xylith began, their tone markedly different from their earlier arrogance. "Your demonstration has been illuminating. The collective's preliminary assessment of your species requires significant revision. I'm glad we could correct your misconceptions," Chen replied diplomatically. "Though I suspect this isn't a simple admission of error." The alien commander's form flickered. "Indeed, while you have proven your technological capabilities exceed our expectations, you must understand that I am merely the vanguard. The collective's response to this revelation will be substantial." Dr. Patel stepped forward, her dark eyes narrow with concentration. "Captain, I'm detecting quantum communications far beyond our sensor range. They're calling for reinforcements." Chen allowed herself a grim smile. "Of course they are. Supreme Commander, before you commit to this course of action, you should know that the Perseus isn't unique. She's simply the first we've revealed. It was a bluff, but one based on enough truth to be credible. The Perseus was currently humanity's only quantum-capable dreadnought, but her sister ships were under construction. The collective couldn't know that for certain." Xylith's crystalline form pulsed rapidly, what Chen's stenologists had identified as a sign of agitation. "You expect me to believe your species has produced multiple vessels with this capability? The energy requirements alone would be impossible with conventional physics," Chen interrupted. "But as we've demonstrated, humanity's understanding of quantum mechanics extends beyond what you considered possible. The Perseus isn't just a warship, Supreme Commander. She's proof that your collective doesn't have a monopoly on scientific advancement." The bridge crew watched as streams of data continued to flow across their screens. The collective vessel was actively scanning them now, trying to penetrate the Perseus's quantum-shifted hull to confirm Chen's claims. Commander Zhang leaned close to Chen's chair. "Multiple quantum signatures detected at the edge of our sensor range, Captain. Collective reinforcements will arrive within the hour." Chen nodded slightly, keeping her expression neutral. "Supreme Commander, I'm transmitting coordinates for a neutral location in the Kuiper Belt. If the collective is serious about revising its approach to Earth, we're willing to begin diplomatic discussions. But be warned, any aggressive action will be met with the full force of humanity's capabilities." "You would negotiate after demonstrating such power?" Xylith's tone carried genuine curiosity. "The collective's protocols for dealing with emerging quantum-capable species are quite clear." "Let me guess," Chen replied. "Those protocols involve immediate subjugation or elimination, but that assumes your protocols can account for human ingenuity. The Perseus represents 30 years of secret development. Imagine what else we might have hidden away." The alien commander was silent for a long moment, their crystalline form shifting through various configurations as they processed this information. Finally, they spoke. "The coordinates are received. The collective will send representatives. But know this, Captain Chen, if this is deception, if your species truly possesses only this single vessel, the consequences will be severe." "Understood," Chen replied calmly. "We'll see you at the coordinates in 6 hours. Try not to bring too many friends. We wouldn't want anyone to feel threatened." The communication ended, and Chen immediately turned to her crew. "Status of the evacuation protocols." "Complete, Captain," Zhang reported. "All civilian populations are secured. Military assets are distributed according to the Thermopylae Protocol." Chen nodded, her mind already racing through contingencies. The Perseus had won them time and respect, but the real test was still to come. The collective wouldn't take humanity's quantum advancement lightly. Their entire civilization was based on being the most technologically advanced species in known space. Dr. Patel, Chen called. What's your analysis of their reaction? The scientist looked up from her data streams. They're scared, Captain. Not just of our technology, but of what it represents. The collective's entire social structure is built on technological superiority. A primitive species mastering quantum manipulation threatens their fundamental worldview. Good, Chen replied. Fear can lead to respect. And right now, we need them to respect us enough to negotiate rather than commit to full-scale war. She turned to O'Neill. How quickly can we get the core reset if we need to fight? 4 hours minimum, Captain, the engineer reported. We pushed the matrices hard with that demonstration. Any sooner, and we risk cascade failure. Chen absorbed this information, weighing their options. The Perseus had changed everything, revealed humanity's true capabilities to the galaxy at large. But they were still one ship against an empire that spanned hundreds of worlds. Their next moves would determine whether humanity earned its place among the stars or faced extinction. Set course for the coordinates, she ordered, but plot it through the Jupiter gravity well. If they want to study our quantum drive in action, let's give them something to think about. She stood, addressing her entire crew. The easy part's over. Now we have to prove that humanity isn't just technologically capable. We're ready to be part of the galactic community, even if we have to force our way in. The Perseus's engines hummed to life, its quantum field rippling subtly as it prepared to move. Behind them, Earth waited, its population hidden away in bunkers, hoping their champions would secure humanity's future. Ahead, the stars beckoned, full of both promise and threat. The real test was just beginning. Breaking point. The Kuiper Belt stretched before them, an endless sea of ice and rock that marked the edge of humanity's home system. The Perseus drifted silently among the debris, its quantum field barely active, maintaining just enough distortion to mask its true signature from long-range scans. Multiple contacts emerging from quantum space, Lieutenant Rodriguez announced, his voice tight with tension. 7. No, 9 collective vessels. 3 match the crystalline configuration of our previous contact. The others are different. Captain Chen studied the tactical display as the alien fleet materialized. The new vessels were darker, almost organic in appearance, their hulls seeming to absorb light rather than reflect it. Dr. Patel, analysis. The new designs appear to be biomechanical, the scientist reported, her fingers flying across her console. They're generating some form of quantum dampening field. They came prepared for us, Captain. Commander Zhang shifted uncomfortably at his station. They're not here to negotiate, are they? Oh, they'll negotiate, Chen replied, her voice steady. But they want to negotiate from a position of strength. Standard diplomatic protocol for an empire that's just discovered it's not as superior as it thought. She turned to O'Neill. Status of the core. Fully reset and ready, Captain. But the engineer hesitated. These dampening fields they're generating, they could interfere with our quantum matrices. We might not get the same level of reality distortion we achieved before. Chen nodded, having expected something like this. The collective hadn't survived this long by being predictable. Lieutenant Rodriguez, open a channel to the lead vessel. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing not just Supreme Commander Kylith, but 3 other alien forms. One appeared to be composed entirely of shifting shadows, another resembled a column of living fire, and the third was humanoid but with skin that seemed to phase between different metallic states. Captain Chen. Kylith began, their crystalline form pulsing with subdued colors. Allow me to introduce the Collective's Diplomatic Oversight Council. We have reviewed your demonstration and your claims. We are intrigued. The shadow form alien spoke next, its voice somehow both present and absent at once. Your species has achieved quantum manipulation beyond predicted evolutionary timelines. This requires explanation. Does it? Chen replied calmly. Or does it simply require you to accept that your models for predicting species development might be flawed? The metallic humanoid stepped forward. You misunderstand. We do not seek explanation out of denial, but out of necessity. If your species has truly mastered quantum mechanics to this degree, the implications for galactic stability are significant. Galactic stability, Chen repeated, allowing a touch of irony to enter her voice. You mean your control over quantum technology, your monopoly on faster-than-light travel and communication. The living flame flickered intensely, a monopoly that has maintained peace across 12,000 star systems for 50 millennia. Your achievement, while impressive, threatens that peace. Chen stood from her command chair, facing the alien council directly. No, our achievement threatens your dominance. There's a difference. Humanity didn't develop quantum technology to challenge your empire. We developed it because we refuse to accept arbitrary limitations on our potential. And therein lies the problem. Sylith interjected. Your species' refusal to accept limitations makes you dangerous. The collective maintains order by controlling the flow of advanced technology. Species that demonstrate the ability to bypass our controls must either be integrated or eliminated. The temperature on the Perseus's bridge seemed to drop several degrees. Is that what this meeting is really about? Chen asked. An ultimatum dressed up as diplomacy. The shadow form rippled. We offer you a choice, Captain Chen. Full integration into the collective, with your quantum technology under our supervision. Or what? Chen interrupted. You'll try to destroy us. Your dampening fields are impressive, but did you really think we wouldn't have countermeasures? O'Neill's voice cut through the tension. Captain, detecting massive power fluctuations in their dampening fields. There, the universe seemed to hiccup. The Perseus's quantum field suddenly expanded, not away from the ship but inward, creating a bubble of altered spacetime that the dampening fields couldn't penetrate. The alien council's holographic images distorted as their sensors struggled to compensate. Impossible, the metallic humanoid breathed. You've created a quantum pocket universe. Like I said, Chen replied, allowing herself a small smile. Countermeasures. Humanity doesn't just push boundaries. We break them, reshape them, and write new ones. Your dampening fields are based on standard quantum theory, but we've moved beyond standard. The living flame's voice crackled with barely contained rage. You cannot be allowed to continue. This level of quantum manipulation, it violates every safety protocol the collective has established. Your protocols, Chen corrected, not ours. Humanity has its own protocols, its own safeguards. We've spent 30 years not just developing this technology, but learning to use it responsibly. Responsibly. Tylith scoffed. You threaten the entire fabric of space-time with these experiments. No, Chen countered, her voice hardening. We've learned to work with space-time, not against it. The Perseus doesn't force quantum changes. It persuades reality to cooperate. That's the fundamental difference between our approaches. You seek to control, we seek to understand. The council members exchanged looks that even across species barriers clearly communicated their disbelief. The shadow form spoke again. You leave us no choice. The collective cannot allow. Multiple alarms suddenly blared across the Perseus's bridge. Commander Zhang's voice cut through the chaos. Multiple quantum signatures. They're calling in their entire fleet. Chen's expression remained neutral as she addressed the council. Before you commit to this course of action, remember, you still don't know the full extent of our capabilities. Are you really willing to risk everything on the assumption that the Perseus is our only quantum-capable vessel? You bluff, the metallic humanoid stated, but there was uncertainty in their tone. Do I? Chen asked softly. You thought our quantum technology was impossible until we demonstrated it. What else might you be wrong about? The bridge crew held their breath as the council conferred in silence. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, dependent not just on their technology, but on their ability to make the collective doubt its own assumptions. Finally, Lilith spoke. "We will withdraw to discuss these developments. But know this, Captain Chen, the collective will not allow unlimited quantum manipulation to spread through the galaxy. One way or another, this situation will be resolved." The transmission cut off, leaving the Perseus's crew staring at the alien fleet through their view screens. Chen turned to her officers, her voice low but clear. "Begin charging the core. If they choose war, we'll show them exactly why humanity has survived every catastrophe our planet has thrown at us." The true test wasn't just about their technology anymore. It was about humanity's right to determine its own destiny, and their willingness to fight for that right, no matter the odds. The next few hours would determine whether humanity joined the galactic community as equals or faced extinction fighting for their independence. Either way, the Perseus and her crew would make sure the collective never forgot the species that dared to break their monopoly on the fundamental forces of the universe. Paradigm shift. Red alert klaxons blared through the Perseus's corridors as the collective fleet surged into attack formation. Captain Chen watched the tactical display with calculated calm as hundreds of alien vessels emerged from quantum space, their weapons charging. "They've made their choice," Commander Zhang observed grimly, his fingers dancing across the tactical console. Reading over 300 ships, multiple configurations, they brought their entire regional defense force. Dr. Patel's voice cut through the tension. "Captain, you need to see this. They're quantum signatures. They're attempting to create a containment field around the entire solar system." Chen nodded, having anticipated this strategy. "They're not just trying to destroy us. They want to isolate Earth, prevent any potential quantum technology from escaping." She turned to O'Neill. "Status of the Prometheus core. Operating beyond designed parameters," the engineer reported, his Irish lilt strained. "The quantum pocket is stable, but maintaining it against their dampening fields is pushing the matrices to their limits." "Captain," Rodriguez called from communications, incoming transmission from the Collective Council. The holographic display flickered to life, showing all 4 council members. The shadow form spoke first. "Your time has expired, Captain Chen. Surrender your vessel and transfer all quantum technology data to the Collective or face immediate termination." Chen rose from her command chair, her expression resolute. "You still don't understand what you're dealing with, do you? Humanity didn't develop quantum technology just to match your capabilities. We developed it because we saw possibilities you never imagined." "Enough rhetoric." The metallic humanoid snapped. "Your single vessel, however advanced, cannot stand against our combined fleet." A slight smile touched Chen's lips. "Who said anything about standing against you?" She turned to her crew. "Initiate Protocol Omega." The Perseus's quantum field suddenly collapsed, drawing inward until the ship seemed to fade from normal spacetime. The collective fleet's sensors scrambled, trying to track the vessel as it shifted through multiple quantum states simultaneously. Impossible. Lilith's crystalline form pulsed with alarm. "No quantum drive can maintain coherence through multiple probability states." "Conventional quantum drives can't," Chen corrected. "But the Prometheus core doesn't just manipulate quantum states, it creates them." "Dr. Patel, show them what humanity really understands about quantum mechanics." The scientist activated a sequence she'd spent years perfecting. The Perseus began to resonate at a quantum level, its field expanding not in normal space, but through probability itself. Around them, reality began to shift. By the first light, the living flame council member breathed. "They've achieved quantum consciousness. The ship isn't just manipulating probability. It's becoming probability itself." Multiple collective vessels suddenly lost power as their quantum dampening fields collapsed, unable to cope with the fundamental reorganization of spacetime around them. The Perseus existed in multiple states simultaneously, each one affecting reality in a different way. "This is your final warning," Chen announced, her voice carrying across all quantum frequencies. "The Perseus isn't just a warship, it's humanity's first step toward understanding the true nature of reality. We don't need your permission to explore the quantum realm. We don't need your approval to advance our technology. And we certainly don't need your protection." The Shadow Form Council member's voice trembled. "You cannot maintain this state. The energy requirements alone would be impossible using your understanding of quantum mechanics," Chen interrupted. "But humanity has moved beyond that. The Prometheus core doesn't just use quantum energy. It creates it, shapes it, becomes one with it. Every attempt you make to contain us only teaches us more about the nature of reality itself." Across the collective fleet, systems began to fail as the quantum distortions spread. Ships that tried to retreat found their quantum drives unable to establish stable fields. Those that attempted to attack saw their weapons dissolve into probability cascades. Commander Zhang's voice cut through the chaos. "Captain, detecting massive quantum fluctuations throughout their fleet. Their containment field is collapsing." "As it should," Chen replied calmly. "You can't contain what you don't understand. And you definitely can't contain humanity's drive to explore, to learn, to grow." She addressed the council again. "You have a choice now. You can continue this attempt to control us, watching as your fleet tears itself apart trying to contain something beyond your comprehension. Or you can accept that the galaxy is changing. Humanity isn't asking for permission to join your community. We're offering you the chance to join us in understanding the true nature of quantum reality." The council members conferred silently, their forms flickering as the Perseus's quantum field continued to reshape probability around them. Finally, Haxilith spoke. "You speak of understanding, yet you threaten our entire way of life." "No," Chen corrected. "We threaten your monopoly on advanced technology. There's a difference. The collective has maintained order through control. We're offering something different. Advancement through cooperation. Imagine what we could achieve if we worked together, instead of fighting." The metallic humanoid stepped forward. "And if we refuse? If we choose to commit our entire fleet to your destruction?" Chen's expression hardened. "Then you'll learn another fundamental truth about humanity. We don't lose wars of survival. Earth has tried to kill us countless times throughout our history. Natural disasters, climate change, our own weapons. We've faced extinction before. We're still here. Are you truly prepared to bet your empire on the assumption that you'll succeed where our own planet failed?" The quantum distortions reached a crescendo, reality itself seeming to hold its breath as the collective council faced humanity's ultimate challenge to their authority. The next few moments would determine whether the galaxy entered a new age of cooperation and discovery, or plunged into a war that would reshape the very fabric of space-time. The Perseus hung in the void, simultaneously existing in multiple quantum states, a testament to humanity's ability to transcend limitations and redefine what was possible. The choice now lay with the collective. Adapt to a new reality, or risk everything trying to maintain the old one. Legacy of Earth. Silence stretched across quantum frequencies as the collective council faced the impossible choice before them. The Perseus continued to exist in multiple quantum states, its very presence challenging everything they thought they knew about the universe. Finally, the Shadow Form Council member spoke. "Your demonstration is compelling, Captain Chen. Yet you must understand our concern. Quantum consciousness was theorized by our ancestors, but deemed too dangerous to pursue." "Dangerous," Chen repeated thoughtfully, "or frightening. There's a difference between respecting the fundamental forces of the universe and fearing them." The living flame flickered intensely. "You cannot comprehend the responsibility we bear. For 50,000 years, the collective has prevented quantum wars that could have torn reality apart. By maintaining a monopoly on advanced technology," Dr. Patil interjected, stepping forward. "But that approach has also stifled innovation, prevented natural development. You've traded progress for stability." The metallic humanoid surface rippled with complex patterns. "And you believe your species can do better? You who have barely left your own solar system." Chen smiled. "We believe that cooperation is better than control. The Perseus isn't just a demonstration of human technology. It's proof that there are other ways to approach quantum mechanics. ways your ancestors might have understood before the collective chose stability over discovery. Calith's crystalline form pulsed with sudden intensity. Explain. Dr. Patil moved to her console, bringing up complex quantum equations. Your dampening fields, your quantum drives, they all try to force reality to conform to your will. Our approach is different. The Prometheus core works with quantum probability, enters into a dialogue with reality itself. Impossible. The shadow form began, but stopped as new data streamed across their sensors. The Perseus's quantum field wasn't fighting their containment attempts. It was incorporating them, learning from them, evolving. Nothing is impossible, Chen stated firmly. That's humanity's greatest strength. We don't accept limitations. We transcend them, not through force, but through understanding. The council members conferred silently, their forms shifting with complex emotions that transcended species barriers. Around them, their fleet hung motionless, caught between retreat and attack, much like the collective itself was caught between past and future. Commander Zhang's voice was low but clear. Captain, detecting quantum signatures from Earth. The backup facilities are activating. Chen nodded, knowing it was time to reveal their final card. Council members, while we've been talking, Earth has not been idle. The Perseus may be our only quantum-capable warship, but she's not our only quantum achievement. The holographic display shifted, showing multiple locations across Earth's surface where quantum fields were beginning to form. Not weapons, but research centers, learning institutions, development facilities, all coming online, their combined quantum signatures forming a complex network of probability and possibility. This is what humanity offers the galaxy, Chen continued. Not just technological advancement, but a new way of thinking about quantum mechanics, a way that doesn't require control or suppression, but understanding and cooperation. The Living Flame Council members surged forward. You would share this technology freely. The risks are less than the risks of suppressing natural development, Chen interrupted. The collective's approach was necessary once, perhaps, but the galaxy is evolving. You can evolve with it, or you can watch as it leaves you behind. And if we choose to strike now, the metallic humanoid challenged. Your quantum consciousness is impressive, but our fleet still outnumbers you hundreds to one. Chen's expression remained calm. Then you'll learn something else about humanity. We plan for every contingency. The quantum network activating across Earth isn't just for research. If the Perseus falls, if you choose war, that network will spread our quantum consciousness technology to every corner of the galaxy. You can't stop the flow of information, not anymore. A new silence fell, heavier than before. The council members watched as more quantum signatures appeared across Earth's surface, each one representing a piece of humanity's greater plan. Finally, Calith spoke. You planned this, all of it. The confrontation, the demonstration, the revelation of your quantum network. You knew we would come, knew we would try to suppress your technology. We hoped you would come, Chen corrected. Humanity is ready to join the galactic community, but not as subjects, not as a controlled species. We're offering you a chance to create something new, a true partnership based on shared discovery and mutual respect. The council members conferred one final time, their forms shifting through complex patterns that represented arguments and counterarguments, fears and hopes, the weight of 50,000 years of history against the promise of an uncertain future. The shadow form was the first to step forward. The collective accepts your proposal, Captain Chen. We will withdraw our fleet and begin diplomatic discussions for this partnership you propose. A wise choice, Chen replied. The Perseus will stand down its quantum field. Dr. Patel will transmit preliminary data on our approach to quantum mechanics, enough to show you what's possible when we work with reality instead of trying to control it. As the collective fleet began to withdraw, Commander Zhang approached Chen's chair. Think they'll keep their word? Chen watched as the alien ships disappeared into quantum space, their signatures fading one by one. They don't have a choice. We've shown them that suppression isn't viable anymore. The galaxy is changing. They can either help guide that change or be overwhelmed by it. The Perseus's quantum field finally collapsed, returning the ship to normal spacetime. But the change it had initiated would ripple through the galaxy forever. Humanity had done more than defend itself. It had forced one of the oldest civilizations in known space to confront its own limitations and imagine new possibilities. "Send word to Earth," Chen ordered. "Tell them the stars are open to us now, not as subjects or servants, but as equals, as explorers." She smiled, looking out at the vast expanse of space that suddenly seemed full of new potential. "The real work begins now." The Perseus turned toward Earth, its quantum drive humming with possibilities yet unexplored. Humanity had taken its first true steps into the galactic community, not through force or submission, but by offering something the galaxy desperately needed: a new way of seeing reality itself. The age of control was ending. The age of discovery was just beginning.